Hello and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News channel. Today we're going to talk about George Soros and his hedge fund. Now, his hedge fund has actually recently gotten into crypto, but more than that, they've actually cashed out of a lot of stocks, and they've actually redistributed in many other investments, of which crypto is one of them. Now, some people that believe that George Soros secretly rules the world and is playing everyone like puppets and being the puppet master behind the scenes. I obviously don't believe that. George Soros donated a lot of his fund money, personal money, to charity, and half of that money has already been distributed. He, I think, can still have control of the other half, but a lot of it is actually gone. So doubt he's really controlling the world or anything. However, he did do that thing with the British pound back in the early 90s, which actually tanked the British pound because they weren't used to a 24/7 kind of like trading day back then, and he actually made use of that. Well, it's not really a 24/7 trading day, but he made use of like the hours, new hours of operation back in the early 90s, and people weren't expecting it. He would not be able to do that today. So he hasn't really done too much since then, but he's known for that specific act. So he controls the world because of that. He really doesn't, but a lot of people actually believe that he does. However, him actually going into crypto, liquidating some of his stocks and going into crypto is a very bullish sign, regardless of which way you look at it. I mean, this is not just him, it's his hedge fund, which has billions of dollars. So him and his CIO basically says, like, we own some coins, not a lot, but the coins themselves are less interesting than the use cases of DeFi and things like that. So they're actually very, very interested in DeFi and other things. So this is one big voice saying that DeFi has a huge future. This is basically George Soros being very, very interested in DeFi. And if he's interested in DeFi, I think there's something to it. And even if there isn't, there's going to be a lot of people who think there's something to it because it's George Soros. Soros also is very, very down on China. He thinks like a lot of Chinese companies are going to pull out of the US stock market and basically go relist themselves in Hong Kong, which is definitely possible. So he's actually not, he's actually thinking that it's wrong to actually invest in China. He's been very, very critical of God Emperor Xi Jinping's decisions. And basically he said in a Wall Street op-ed last month that pouring billions of dollars into China now is a tragic mistake to any investor. So he's not the only one that thinks the stock market is weak. There's quite a few other fund managers who actually think it's a good time to be liquidating assets in terms of the stock market and putting money into things like infrastructure, renewables, private equity, which is like private stocks, and real estate. I don't know about real estate. Real estate in the US is already pretty expensive, but it's still pretty cheap compared to real estate worldwide. So the thing is, like, some people are actually realizing a ton of assets and putting them into other things. And George Soros himself has put a decent amount, well, some amount into crypto, not a huge amount into crypto, but any investment into crypto. Plus, he's saying that DeFi is very, very interesting. So that definitely is something to take in. Even if you don't believe George Soros rules the world, like I don't, I would actually still pay attention to this because it's still a big hedge fund. It can still represent billions of dollars, especially as crypto grows. I mean, Soros is not going to invest in China because he thinks it's a really bad place to invest money. He's realizing gains like a lot of people in the stock market. And he is going to put obviously investments in other things like, real estate. But crypto, I think, is just like blossoming right now. And I think he's going to pour more and more of his money into it. Especially in terms of like DeFi. So I think DeFi is another big explosion because I think Wall Street lords like George Soros actually see that as a way to increase their wealth and increase their hedge fund holdings. So that's what we actually have for today. So very, very bullish for crypto, but extremely bullish for DeFi and new cryptocurrency developments. Definitely something to pay attention of. Another big hedge fund. It has actually some stake in crypto and I think is going to look to get more into crypto. So that is the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe and hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.